night. It's still night. It's going on. It's just taking forever for it to be day again. Granted, I could wait, but I mean, that's just not like me. I mean, night's going on for... Actually, night's going on forever. You know where that came from? There's a game that came out 2014, earlier this year, as I'm recording this. Ooh, that was loud. Who knew that a wrench could sound like that when it hits dirt? Okay, you know, I could walk inside and talk to Lady Gibson. I can't remember if, it's actually a crime or not. So, I'm just gonna go through her scrapyard for right now. Not that, you know, I actually expect to find anything worthwhile. I'm just kind of going through the boxes because I'm curious. I'm a curious guy who, I think it was in the Shivering Isles for Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. You could find a guy who was like a master sneak thief, and what he chose to do was walk into people's houses and not steal anything, but rearrange everything, just to drive them crazy. So, I'm just kind of going through the scrapyard here, looking at what's available, losing karma, cracking stuff open. Kind of wish I had a gun to knock those tin cans over. I've got enough tin cans right now as it is. I can't sleep in the beds outside. Not that I need to. I mean, after all, I do have a safe house just right up the road. Some turpentine. You know, one of the biggest challenges that I have with Fallout, New Vegas specifically, is that there's a use for everything. You know, the big thing that I take away from New Vegas is the crafting system. There's just a use for everything, which doesn't lend itself well to the fact that I want to take everything that I find that I can pick up. Anyway, let's talk to Lady Gibson. Let's chat.
Hi there. I'm old Lady Gibson, or so they tell me. I've got odds and ends for sale, and I'm pretty good at fixing things, too. You might have noticed the very large building just north of here. That's Helios 1. The NCR runs the place, so it's off limits to prospectors.
Well, given that you're a scrapyard, you ever salvage containers of radioactive material from Repcon?
Certainly did. Hubby and me had an old rad meter to help us tell the difference between what you could salvage and what'd kill you. I kept a glowing container from Repcon around here for years, serving no better purpose than a nightlight. Damn thing wouldn't sell. Then along comes the most peculiar-looking fellow, all decked out in a yellow radiation suit, of which he was proud all out of proportion. The man outright asked if I had anything radioactive for sale. Imagine that. But he paid handsome for that jar of goop. Only saw him that once. He said something about heading over to Clark Field to put his suit through its paces. A strange one he was.
Unrelated question. Why did they call you Old Lady Gibson?
Well, I'll give you a hint. They used to just call me Gibson. I hope you can figure out the rest. I don't mind, to be honest. Living long is a real accomplishment these days. Remains to be seen if I end up dying peaceful in my bed.
Well, you can only hope. Anyways, do you by any chance also have thrust control modules from Repcon in stock?
As it so happens, I do have some thrust modules, but they're expensive. 500 caps worth of expensive.
250, unless you think you'll find another buyer soon for such specialized parts.
Fair enough. It's not like anyone's ever wanted to buy them before. 250 caps it is.
Alright, here you go.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Hello, Chris. Chris.
Have you found the components we discussed?
Yeah, I found the thrust control modules.
Indeed you did. And they seem to be in excellent condition. All I need now is the igniting agent we discussed earlier.
Well, what about this rocket souvenir? The stuff inside glows.
Let me see. Yes, that's the igniting agent. But we'll need more of these souvenirs. A total of 5 should do it.
Well, I guess I'll go find some more of the rocket souvenirs then.
Bye.
Okay, now I'm gonna actually do what I said I would do before, and that is, since I have made my trip back to town and unloaded all of my stuff, I've now got the pack space to actually start looting this place. So I'm gonna start, you know, looting it in reverse from the launch pad, back up this tunnel, into the facility upstairs. I don't know, I don't know how much actual looting I'm gonna do. And just call me crazy. I mean, there are certain basic rules that you should follow when looting if you want to be really, really efficient. And I think it's the 10-to-1 rule, basically, the weight to value ratio. You buy items that are, it's like, if it's 1 pound or, you know, kilogram or unit, whatever the measurement is, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm certain you guys will tell me what it officially is or what you think it is or whatever. It really doesn't matter to me. The point is, if it's 1 weight unit, then it should be worth 10 caps. Now granted, you might not get 10 caps out of it because, you know, you don't have a high enough barter skill, but the point is that if it weighs 1 unit, you need to be able to get 10 caps out of it. If it weighs 2 units, it's 20 caps. If it's 3 units, it's 30 caps. So anything that doesn't hold to that, you know, 1 to 10 ratio, where 1 unit, each unit of weight is worth 10 caps, it's not worth your time to take. And I get that ratio out of Skyrim, which is that's the looting standard for a lot of other people. So I don't follow that. I really don't. I'm very arbitrary about what I will and will not pick up. I pick things up based on whether or not I'm going to use them in crafting recipes or whether or not they just seem like good things to pick up to me. I mean, I could be a whole lot more systematic with this stuff, but I'm not. Let's go ahead and just loot out the basement here. Take the... not the bent tin cans, just the good tin cans. And for that matter, you know, I probably shouldn't be picking up these wrenches, because they're useless. The sensor modules are definitely worth my time, though. Those are useful for explosives. So, and like I said, I shouldn't be picking up these wrenches, but I can't help myself. In the event that I become over-encumbered, which I can pretty much guarantee it is going to happen, they're going to be the first thing that I drop, because they're not useful for anything else. Fission batteries are good. I can recharge them at a reloading bench. I don't know that I have this skill high enough, but I'll definitely find out. And there I am. I'm over-encumbered. Okay. Let's pick some more stuff up before I drop. Okay. Let's drop stuff. There we go. Like I said, the wrenches. 12 in 1. Just kind of condensed it all. I might come back for the Abraxo cleaner. That stuff is going to be super handy because I can craft nuka grenades with the GRA. With the Gunrunner's Arsenal perk for... oh, hey, I forgot about this stuff. With the Gunrunner's Arsenal perk, Mad Bomber that I took, I can craft nuka grenades later on down the... Didn't mean to do that. Okay, I think I'm pretty much maxed out. I'm gonna avoid picking up more fission batteries, because I don't need excess amounts of them. Fission batteries actually have a very limited use in this game. If you're not, you know, gonna recharge energy cells and whatnot. Anyways, no, doesn't seem like there's too much of anything down here. Yep, seems pretty empty. All the drawers are empty too. So, actually, is there anything that I missed over in this room back here? No? And, yeah, I think, what's his name? Harlan, I think his name was. He's now down in the basement. I'll take the stealth boy off this guy. And, with that, I'm at 199 units, so I think I'm just gonna basically hightail it back to Novak. Okay, Cliff.
Welcome back. Can I get you anything?
Yeah, but I got a question first. What can you tell me about Boone's wife?
Can't say we spoke much. Boone did most of the buying for him. She was in the store once, but she didn't stay long. Had a look on her face like she'd smelled something sour. But far as I can remember, the gift shop smelled fine. Well, fine as it always does.
Thanks. Anyway, what can you tell me about the souvenir rockets you got?
They're scale replicas of the real thing. Very detailed. Got a liquid in them that makes them glow. From what I hear, Repcon used to give them out on tours of their HQ up in Henderson. But I guess they had to stop after the first few kids thought they were filled with Nuka-Cola and drank it down. The papers had a name for the condition and everything. They called it the Repcon Shakes. Those were bad times for Robco.
Well, how'd they end up here?
Well, they unloaded what they had left on the Dinobite as a tax write-off, but that was before my time. Plenty of demand for them, seeing as how they're one-of-a-kind collector's items, but I might still have some in back.
I'd like to buy all of your remaining rockets.
Really? I never thought I'd see the day. I mean, the day I'd part with them for such an incredibly low price, with so many other offers flooding in. But I like you. I think maybe it's time. All that's left is in the storage room here. You can buy the key from my store.
You don't have any offers for those rockets. You'd be lucky to get money at all.
Okay, I admit it. They've been collecting dust since before I got here. You can have them dirt cheap.
Thanks much. I think I'll just grab what I needed out of the storeroom now.
Come back soon now.
Okay, let's keep investigating Boone's wife here. Next up is Andy. Andy.
We haven't met yet. You must be new in town. I'm Andy.
Oh, nice to meet you, Andy. Are you with the NCR?
Was with them. That was back when my arm and leg used to work better. I still like to pretend I'm a ranger, though. I'll check in with the guys up at the station pretty regular on the ham radio. Sometimes they stop by, tell me they're paying their respects, the smug bastards. They haven't been responding to me last couple days. I guess they got tired of hearing me talk, but it still got me a little worried. Hell, listen to me talk, like some damn mother hen.
I might find myself out that way. Would you feel better if I checked on him for you?
No. They're gonna think I'm having trouble letting go. They're good soldiers. I don't give them enough credit.
Well, have it your way. I got a question, though. What can you tell me about Boone's wife?
Carla was a knockout. Whenever Boone walked around with her, he always had this funny grin on his face like he couldn't believe his luck. I know we couldn't. That wasn't the only reason she stuck out, though. That girl never minced words. If she'd had better food or hospitality, she'd let you hear it. Trouble was, she usually had. I don't think she meant it. She really was a sweet girl. I think she just wanted to remind herself that there's still nicer places in this world than Novak. Who could blame her for that?
Well, what's wrong with Boone, anyway?
Had his wife taken. I don't think he'll ever be the same as he was. Damn shame. I told the rangers up at the station to keep an eye out, but there's just too much ground out there for them to cover.
Well, thanks for the info, Andy. I'll be on my way.
Hey, wait a sec. I know what I said, but if you find yourself by Ranger Station Charlie, let me know what you find. I'd be interested.
I'll try to find my way out to the ranger station. I think I passed it up whenever I came back. Oh, hey, it's Manny. We can talk with him about Boone's wife.
You have any luck with the ghouls? I'm counting on you.
No, not yet. I'm still working on it. But, I've got something else I want to ask you about. Do you have any clue who would want to hurt Boone's wife?
Man, everybody. That girl didn't have one friend in this whole town. She didn't want any. She wanted to sit in her room all day and make herself miserable, and she went out of her way to be rude. She upset a lot of people. You wouldn't have liked her either.
Thanks.
Yeah, see ya.
Okay, so Manny doesn't really have anything to say. Who is left to talk to? I don't think there's a particularly large number of residents around here. That's Manny's room. Just talk to him. I guess I'll go and talk to Fannie May.
Howdy. Hey there.
Can't talk to you about it. Fanny. Or Jeannie.
I hope you're finding everything to your liking.
Oh, everything's great, Jeannie. I'm a little bit curious, though. What's wrong with Boone?
Nothing that wouldn't be wrong with any man who loses a wife, I suppose. Poor dear. I know he thinks she was kidnapped, but I'm not so sure she didn't just run off on her own. You could tell she was thinking about it ever since they arrived.
Is that so? What can you tell me about Boone's wife?
How should I put it? I guess you could say she was kinda like a cactus flower. Real pretty to look at, but there was just no getting close to her. She never did take to living here. She liked the big lights and fast living of New Vegas. I got the feeling she was trying to get Boone to leave with her, but I guess she got tired of waiting.
Well, thanks.
Watch out for strangers.
Well, there's the first incentive. If you haven't noticed, Jeannie said she knows that Boone thinks she, was kidnapped. Boone said that nobody knows anything.
Careful. They got spies all over.
Okay, no bark?
You've seen them too, haven't you? I can see it in your eyes. I knew I wasn't the only one.
Yeah, sure. Got a question. Has anyone been acting strange lately?
I don't trust a man that doesn't have something strange going on about him, because it means he's hiding it from you. If a man's wearing his pants on his head, or if he says his words backwards from time to time, you know it's all laid out there for you. But if he's friendly to strangers and keeps his home spick and span, more often than not he's done something even his own ma couldn't forgive.
Those are some truly inspired words, No Bark. I got something else I need to ask. What do you know about the abduction of Boone's wife?
Seen it all. Seen shadowy folk come to his room and leave again in the middle of the night. Thought one might have gone in the lobby too for a spell. Could be that person went in to get something. Or used the John, maybe. Mighty interesting either way, you asked me. I thought it was cannibals, come to eat us all for sure. So I kept out of sight. But now I know better.
Wait, you know who went in there?
Hey there.
Mole rat men. Come up from the underneath to steal young women with promises of riches and fancy mud mansions with all the latest designer appliances. They covered our lady folks' long hair for wigs, it said, being either bald or balding themselves.
Ah. Well, No Bark, like always, you are far more knowledgeable than anyone gives you credit for. But I have to go now.
If anyone asks, we never spoke.
Holy. Okay, so, Chris, I have the rest of the rockets.
Have you found the components we discussed?
Yep, I've got the rest of the rocket souvenirs right here.
Yes, that's isotope 239, all right. And there's enough here to launch the rockets.
So the rockets are set to go now?
Yes, I'll tell Jason that the great journey can begin. We have everything we need to launch the rockets, Jason. The great journey can begin.
Okay. Take your time.
Gather all. May the Creator guide my words and help me speak true. The Almighty Creator has seen fit to answer our prayers. The time has come for us to board the rockets and begin the great journey. Though it may seem that all humans despise us, the Creator has seen fit to instruct us differently. The journey ahead would have been impossible if not for the intercession of two human friends, one new, the other a long, abiding companion. To our new friend, we say thanks, and promise never to forget how we cleared from our path the demons who sought to stay our journey. But to Chris, we owe more than thanks. Chris, you have made this great journey a reality. From this moment forward, you will be remembered as the saint of the great journey. We shall never forget you. I ask that you forgive us, Chris, and give us your blessing. And we bestow ours upon you. Seekers, board the rockets. Take your seats. The great journey awaits. To the promised land we go. To the far beyond.
Did you hear him? My God, you were right all along. I'm no ghoul. They were just using me.
Well, they'd take you if they could, Chris, but you'd die.
And dying would be worse than this? Used up and thrown away like garbage?
They're gonna revere you as a saint, Chris.
Oh, so I've redeemed the human race, is that it? What a crock. The human race can't stand me.
That's not true, Chris. You're all right.
So, you want me to accompany you on your adventures across the wasteland, is that it?
There's a little town called Novak just down the road. You can go live there.
Life among humans again? That's what you're suggesting? I guess it's the only chance I've got. Maybe it'll be different this time. I was never a saint before. I can't believe I'm agreeing to this, but I'll give it a try. You go launch the rockets. I'm on my way to Novak.
Okay. This console seems to have something to do with the course plotted for the rockets, but I can't make heads or tails out of how it works. Okay, so let's watch the fireworks. I mean, what can go wrong? I can't figure out the panel next to me, which clearly has something to do with the way that the rockets move. And, I mean, it's only clear that Repcon was a really crappy rocket company. Nothing could go wrong. Salvaging... Whoa, dear. Well... Only lost one rocket, it looks like. Ooh, hey, Novak likes me now. Come fly with me, complete. Got a couple of other things. And, I just leveled up. So... Haha. Okay, so, first off, let's increase survival, because that was a tag skill. I've left it by the wayside too much. Let's increase lockpick to 25, because I'm really sick of not being able to pick just easy locks. Let's put 2 points into science. I need to get science up a little bit more for some perks. Granted, you know, I don't get any perks at this level, though. So anyways, back to Novak. Okay, Jeannie, it's the middle of the night, and I got something to show you. Don't tell her. It has something to do with Boone. Jeannie.
Hey there. Is everything all right? Awful late to be dropping in unexpected.
There's something that you've really got to see out in front of the dinosaur, Jeannie.
Okay, if that's what you think.
Oh my, she's quite trusting. Okay, Jeannie. That's a funny, fast walk that you got going on there. That's not quite running. See, this is something that I don't really understand. Why they chose to program her to walk fast instead of just run out in front of the dinosaur. It's weird, and it's kind of awkward too. Anyways, I hope I can fit this into the episode. I've already been recording for much longer than I'm supposed to. Alright, I'm just gonna hop out here and just wait for her to show up. And, I'll put the beret on, as well. Boone's up in the dinosaur's mouth. Let's just equip this. Boone's beret. Looks like my cowboy hat's all broken. Not gonna be able to put it back on. I'll be honest, the beret looks better. Along with those glasses. Ooh, jeez. That was grisly. Whew. Story didn't add... Oh. I never noticed that he actually says something. I usually don't play with headphones on, so... but Boone did just say, you know, I'd like to have my beret back. That's a surprise to me. I usually don't pick that up whenever I'm playing with the speakers, which is the way that I typically do it. Anyways. Her story didn't add up, and her, she also had a bill of sale in the safe, so... Okay, Boone.
That's it then. How did you know?
I found the bill of sale.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It'd be like them to keep paperwork. Here. This is all I can give. I think our dealings are done here.
So, does this make you an outlaw now?
No. People die out there. Often enough that no one worries about blame. They're too anxious to forget it happened in the first place, I guess. Besides, I was on break when it happened.
So, what are you gonna do now?
I don't know. I won't be staying, I know that. Don't see much point in anything right now, except hunting legionaries. Maybe I'll wander. Like you.
Well, best of luck, Boone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that some of you are just freaking out and screaming at the screen right now, but lest you forget the important question that Doc Mitch asked me at the beginning of the game, I ain't into relying on other people. Strongly agree.